Hello, everybody. Let me know when you are here. I'll just wait around for a few sets of eyeballs and to make sure that everyone can hear me. And oops, there we go. Comment. Hey, Debbie, you're here. Good. Awesome. And I'm assuming you can hear me okay. Everything's good. Yay. Awesome. So today, Thursday, let's say October 13th. Looking for my calendar. Yep, October 13th. I can't believe this. Yeah. Deborah D. So I guess that's like thumbs up or something for sound. Okay. Good. Let me. Everything sounds good. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so today we're going to, well, for those watching later, and everybody, thanks for being here. Whether you're on Facebook or YouTube, whether you're watching now. Hey, Darlene. Oh, Deb, just a typo. Okay, good. So whether you're watching now or later, thumbs, hearts, shares, all the things appreciated. I am Toni Tesler, ToniStamps. That is my handle. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I've been doing this for 22 years or something. But videos only like the last 2 years. So, and it's always something may go wrong. Who knows? We'll see. But let's get to it. Tonight I wanted to show you no layer fall cards. Fall because that's my favorite. No layers because I think sometimes we need some simple, easy cards where there's not a lot of fuss and muss. We can get a lot of work just with the inks. So let's go down to the desktop. Hey, Vicky. Okay, and let me move my mouse out of the way. So no layer cards, you can make your own, and you would just take thick white. Hey, Gloria. The basic white thick cardstock or the very vanilla thick cardstock. You could make your own card bases, but I'm going to use the note cards. They come in sets of 20 note cards and envelopes, and they do use the thick cardstock for the bases. So we've got them in basic white, very vanilla, 20 cards, 20 envelopes, all the packs. These are $7 a pack. So for 20 of them, I think that's a pretty sweet deal. And the size, note cards, these are 3.5 by 5. We also now have them this year in craft. And again, the cards are 3.5 by 5. I have found, actually, I haven't even opened these yet. I was holding up one of the vanilla envelopes to this one, and these envelopes seem a little bit bigger. So we're just going to pull one of these out now. Now, this one is $10 a pack. And again, it's 20 cards and 20 envelopes. But it also comes with a box that we can make. And if we have enough time, I want to make a box from scratch. So what I'm doing is just holding these up. So it looks like the vanilla and the white, see how they're just a titch smaller than the craft envelope. So, hey, Tanya from Tennessee. I can't believe you're watching me. You should be having fun at Dollywood. I love your pictures. Okay, so we're going to use the craft ones first. And like I said, if I have enough time, I want to make a box to hold these note cards. And yeah, I could show you how to put this one together, but I'd rather just make my own. So I need 2 of these because I'm going to do 2 in the craft, 1 white, and 1 vanilla. Now, I am noticing this craft is not like the smooth. Like this has a rougher texture. Like it feels like craft paper, but it is thicker. So we're going to go with it. I have a feeling it may stamp a little differently though. Like it may bleed a little. It reminds me, if you've tried the 6x6 craft paper, it's thicker than that. That stuff is more, I don't even know a good use for it because I found it to be too thin to work with. Like I think I cut some for banners or something. But this is thicker. But we'll just see. I don't trust how it's going to stamp. All right, so for this first one, I'm going to use Beauty of Friendship. And then the greeting. And I'm going to do all thank yous just because I need a bunch of thank yous to send out. Okay. So, hey, Colleen. So, Beauty of Friendship. There is a thank you in here, but I want to use this from Inspired Thoughts. Thank you so much. So we've got a rubber set and clear set. All right, so let's get to it. So for this first one, I need to make a pile. What I want to do is the masking technique, because I want to stamp 3 trees, but I want the middle one to look like it's in front. So what we're going to start out with is we're going to stamp our tree in the middle. And I'm going to use, I want reds, oranges, and yellows. So I'm going to use Cajun and pumpkin pie, real red and cherry cobbler, and daffodil delight with the crushed curry. So out of all these, orange is my favorite. So I'm going to put that in the middle. Let me scooch this out as far as I can go. I do want to start with the tree branch, and I'm going to do that in soft suede. So masking, let me do this. Stamp that, and it really does take up a lot of the room. And I'm just eyeballing for the center. See how I got ink on that block? That's fine, but I just want to rub it off so I don't get it anywhere else. So masking, let's stamp. We're going to do, this is a 2-step stamp. So we're going to have our tree. There's a thicker, more full image, and then there's an outer, like a overlay. All right. So the lighter color we want on the more solid image. So I'm going to go pumpkin pie. Ooh, I like that. And I'm just going to make a pile, because I have to clean these off in between each one. And then I'm going to add the overlay and the Cajun craze, so we get that 2-tone. But really, this is a distinctive, so we're getting some tone variation just from the stamps. Ooh, I like that. All right, now masking means you're going to cover something up. So what I want to do is cover this bit up, and then we'll stamp again over top of it, and it'll make this one look like it's still front and center. So what I did, we do have masking paper in the catalog, but I do not have any, so I can't really speak to it. I stamped the first image on a Post-it note, trimmed it out. So it's, you know, I left some of the edges on the paper, trim that out. And then on the back, I still have a bunch of these 2-way glue pens that we used to use for glitter and stuff. So you put this on the back and then let it dry, and then it's like a repositionable Post-it note. Ton, you're in the cabin playing Uno. I hope you win. I haven't played that in forever. So we take this. I stamped this about an hour ago, and this glue is dry enough. So we're going to put this right here. And the fact that some is peeking out from the sides, don't worry about that. You do want to use regular paper, not cardstock for this, okay? Cardstock is just too thick. All right, now let's go ahead and add our other trees. And I do want to overlap them some. And then on this side, nice. All right, that's it for the soft suede. So that soft suede is looking a lot darker than I would expect. That's one thing with the craft, you are going to want to use darker colors. So like I'm not using subtles. The brights would still, they would show up, but you want darker. Now I'm leaving my mask on. So I want my, make sure I have the right ones. This is the more solid one. So I want to start with my lighter color first. So I'm going to go real red. I love reds, oranges, and yellows. All right, so I'm stamping that, pressing down, and see how it stamps right over our mask? That's fine. That has to happen. All right, and let me wipe. So this is just a chamois that I'm using. This is all you want to use to clean your photopolymer stamps. Water and this. And I actually cut this one in half. It was, you know, like twice the size, but I liked it smaller. All right, real red. Then we're going to come in with cherry cobbler. These craft cardstocks are really soaking up the ink. I'm liking it. And then we're going to do yellows for the last one. And actually, you know what? I think my greeting might be a little long, or I might have to do it just in a darker, like early espresso. Okay, so I've got Daffodil Delight and Crushed Curry. Daffodil Delight is the lightest. Hi, Cynthia. Thank you. Oh, you're from North Dakota? Awesome. Or you're watching from North Dakota? So we've got Tanya in, where are you? Tennessee. And then Cynthia from Dakota. Awesome. Hey, Sean. I feel like I didn't get all this red bits out of here. All right, so we've got our first layer. And again, this was Daffodil Delight. And then I'm going to add our overlay with the crushed curry. Even though I keep thinking there's a little bit of red in these nooks and crannies. It could just be staining, because that happens. All right, crushed curry right on top. Okay. Now for the big reveal, we pull off our masking gently. And see how it looks like our middle tree is front and center, and these ones are behind it. So I really do like that. Actually, this is very dark in the picture in my screen that I'm seeing. Hey, Di. Yes, Di from Maryland. All right, we're going to do our greeting, and then we're going to add some gems. So I said no layers as far as cardstock layers, but we are still going to add some embellishments, because why not? And I need to start a pile for my used stamps. Since I didn't bring my little box over. Okay, greeting. So I have mounted this on I got this block from Michael's or Joann's that it has the lines already on it. And I just eyeballed like the U's and the N to try to get it straight with the lines that are already in it. So I'm just taking a guess that this is mounted straight. Because if I get this crooked, I'm going to be mad. Actually, let me come down here. And I'm lining this bottom line up with the bottom edge of my paper. Okay, it looks close enough. Okay, we're just going to go right on it. I really have a feeling this isn't going to be as dark as I want, but we're going to go for it. So I probably should have used a smaller. Yeah, so the U on the tree. I probably should have used a smaller thank you that would fit just in one of the blank spots. But it's fine. It's not the end of the world, right? I'm still going to send it out. All right, so I can put this away. Oh. All right, now for embellishments. So this one, I wanted to use some of these flower trinkets that I just got, and I want to show you, these are pretty heavy. Okay, so when I got these in my package, you're right, Cynthia, they get the message, you know. I haven't used this one either, and I really like it. I mean, for the trees, but too, these could be bushes if you left the branch off or the tree. But when you get these packages, these trinkets, sometimes you'll notice that they're like all down at the bottom. It's not a big deal. That's just from moving around and shipping and the fact that these are a little bit heavy. So all I do is take my tool and I just pick them up and I move them around. Oops. And I re-stick them where they kind of should go. And then I get on with it. All right, so it just takes a few minutes. The first time I got something like this, I was like, oh man, they didn't have any sticky stuff. I was so mad. But it wasn't this, they didn't have sticky stuff. It's just that during transit, especially with these heavier gems, They move around some. So we have 3 metallic tones, gold, like maybe a champagne-ish, and silver. So I just want to add like 1 or 2 of these. I think these champagne ones. Normally I like groups of 3, but the trees are groups of 3. So actually, you know what? Let's do a gold too. So I'm just going to do 2 of these gems, and I may have plucked the sticky right off of this. Let me get some glue dots. So I'm going to put this right on here. These are the glue dots that I get with the paper pumpkins. I always save them because you never know when you need them. All right. So I like that. If you wanted, you know, no little flowers, no gems, leave it. But I like it to have a little something. So that's our first one where we're getting like layering by using the masking. And these note cards are still a good size to write on stuff. Like the 3.5 by 5, you can get a little something in there. A little thank you. Let's put that away, and then we'll do our next one. I gotta move my mouse so I can read my notes. So again, with the craft note cards. Actually, let me just make a pile there. Oh, and this mask that I made for this is from Beauty of the Earth, right? I'll put this in with my stamp set. So next time I go to use it, hey Molly, next time I go to use this set, I'll have this mask if I want to use it, because you can keep using it until, you know, it loses its sticky, or if the ink starts bleeding through too much. So yeah, I do have to order some of the masking tape just to see, or masking paper, just to see how I like it. All right, now this time I want to get some. Let's make a pile. We're going to use Christmas season, and we're going to use pine cones, and then I'm going to use the greeting out of Flowers of Friendship. I want this little card, big thanks, because it's a little card, right? So let's pull this out. And again, this time I'm going to line up the letters up top with these lines, and I think it's going to be good enough. There we go. So Christmas season. This is a 2-step again. So we'll do the lighter image in this one and then add a darker color over top. And then there's big ones and small ones for pine cones. So I want a group of 3. So just so you know, the photopolymer stamps, they come with this plastic sheeting. I put packing tape up top so that I can keep the packing, I can keep the plastic in the same spot. And I got that tip from Gail and Sue. They do that. So let's get our little things. And then I'm going to want some green bits. So we'll do that. That should work. All right, so our 2-tone. So now we're going to get some dimension by just the colors. All right, so we want, let's do our solid images. Let me put this out here so we can, hopefully you can see. Let me check my thing. So can you see that this is a more solid image than this? Let's bring it up. This one has more detail. So this one we want second. All right. So let's put this on. Now I'm going to stamp in the corners. So, and I like to go off the page a little bit. So I'm going to start with the big ones. And I'm using crumb cake. Okay. Nice. And actually, yeah, I'm done with that. So I'm going to do 2 big ones and then a little one down here. So we have 3 pine cones, and then we'll add some of the twigs. All right, let's do this one, our smaller. Oh, whoops, I messed that up. One too many. Now I have to do an odd number. I meant to do just one small one. So, okay, so we've got 5 pine cones. It'll be fine. And we're done with the crumb cake. Now let's go and add our overlays with the darker color. We're using soft suede. And then I'm going to do the greeting in an even darker color, like right in here in the early espresso. All right, so we take our overlay, and you don't have to line this up perfectly. It's not one of those. Just kind of get it over the pine cone that we already stamped. I'm glad it quit raining because sometimes my StreamYard doesn't want to work that great when it's raining. Or was that last night? I can't even remember, you guys. I'm losing track of days. All right, now we're adding our little overlay. Again, in the soft suede. Oop. All right, I'm liking it. And then we're going to add some green. And I need a smaller block. So this, let's do, I like Mossy Meadow. You could do Mossy Meadow, Shaded Spruce, Old Olive. And I'm just adding like a little bit of green here and there. Just to give it some more color. Ooh, I like that. Okay. All right, greeting in the middle, front and center. And that will be an early espresso, which is our darkest brown. So little card, big thanks. Let's see how straight I've got it. Perfect. All right, I'll leave that kind of piled up. Now, I'm not done with this one. I still want to add some more interest. So I want to add like a frame, but I'm just hand drawing it. So I'm going to take just a regular marker. So these are the Stampin' Right markers. These are the water-based ones. They have 2 tips, a writing end, which usually, all right, I was going to say usually dries up pretty quick. So I'm getting a little use out of it. But then we've got the broader tip, and that's the one I'm going to use. So for this, what I'm doing now, I would not use Stampin' Blends, the alcohol markers, because alcohol markers would bleed through to the back here. And to me, I think that would wreck it. So, Diane, what size card? These are note cards. So that's what the beauty of tonight with the no layers is. All of these note cards, they come in cards and envelopes. They're 3.5 by 5. All right. And the craft also. So I want to just draw like scribble like a little frame, and I'm just gonna go like, I'm not, and I do want to cross it. I'm not concerned. I'm not worried about not keeping it straight. I just want like a rustic, little boop just to frame it out. All right, because I think that makes a difference. I love that. All right, so putting my marker back. So we do have 2 different types of markers because they have different uses. The regular ones, which I just used, versus the alcohol. All right, let's flatten this out. I like that. Very woodsy. And I mean, you see, it kind of looks layered because of the colors. All right, so this one I want to finish with some of these rustic metallic dots because they're kind of like that color. They're more brown, like tarnished. So these come 2 different sizes, really. So we're going to use, let's see, some of these. And I'm just going to lay a couple of these around. Let's do a big one and a little one. I want that little one there. And then we'll do another big one over here. I'm a fan of like 2 and 1 or something, odd numbers. But that's our second one. And again, no cardstock layers, no extra cardstock layers. But I love it. And of course, you know, you have the envelopes. You could stamp the same thing on your envelope so it coordinates. Yes, Sean, store your markers on their sides. So that reminds me. So I can't remember when it was. Maybe a couple months ago, I was using the blends. And I store mine in my buckets, like standing up. And I was using one and it started to get dry. And I was like, man, I just got this. Like, that's not right. What I noticed is I've used them since. If I pull them out of my bucket, let me just show you. So this is within reach. So these are the buckets that I store mine in. And then they hang off of my cart. So what I notice is if I just take out the ones that I know I'm going to use and just let them sit out for a few minutes, it's fine. Then I don't have that problem. So I know you're supposed to store them flat, but I don't. Just because that's not what I have currently. All right. Next one. So now this one, we're going to use artistically inked. So this is going to be kind of like, what's the word? Like impressionistic or something. Like we can either make a pumpkin or an apple with this right here and this. I'm going to make a pumpkin because I want to use pale papaya. But, you know, when it's just kind of like the artsy idea of something, it doesn't have to be the exact right thing. I can't think of the word, but you know, that, okay? So this one I'm going to use the white cards and envelopes. I feel like I've got 2 here. Oh, this one has a little edge to it. All right. Somebody knows the word that I want. You guys. Tell me. I think it's impressionistic. I'm not sure. All right, let's flatten this out. So it looks like just the edge of my card, just from the packaging, is like raised, but I can fix that. Smash it, smash it. Okay. So this one, how about, oh, and I wanted to use this thank you from Good Feelings. I like that. That's a nice big-ish one. So I want this one, like thank you down here, and our pumpkin right in the middle. Oh, you know what? I forgot to grab. I need a Q-tip for this one. Let me move. Hopefully I have some. Oh, yep. Okay, handy dandy, my emergency pack here. All right, I need 1 Q-tip. And that's just to do like some grounding for our pumpkin so it's not floating. Actually, let me have a sip of water. Distinctive illusion. I'm not really thinking, these are distinctive. You're right about that. But I can't remember. It's like the art style of when you want something to kind of resemble something else. And I just can't think of it. All right, so this is going to be our pumpkin. And this will be our leaf. And we're not going to really have a stem. But it's going to be fine. All right, so pumpkin. There is kind of a divot in this image, like right here. So that's going to be like the top of our pumpkin. All right, so let's do pale papaya. We're going to use pale papaya, soft succulent, and evening evergreen for this one. All right, but let's do our pumpkin first. And this one's just going to be kind of, you know what? I can do 2 pumpkins. No, I'm just going to go with the one, like my original, what I had planned out. Pumpkin front and center. And this is, you know, I know it's not traditional pumpkin color, but that's fine. All right, and then we'll get our little leafy guys here. Pumpkins really just have the twig up there, right? I don't want to give them rabbit ears. Okay. I think I'm just going to leave that one there. So that'll be our pumpkin. And then let's put this back. Soft succulent. Ooh, for the ground, greeting will be in the evening evergreen. So I'm going to stamp this. And this does not have to be straight. It can be willy-nilly. So whatever, I do kind of want to overlap it. Wherever it lands. Oh, well, that was a little bit too crooked. All right, it's fine. I'm going to get over it. I'm still going to send it out to someone. I didn't mean for it to be that crooked. All right, but now I want some ground cover. So I want this Q-tip. I did not think it was going to land that crooked, you guys. That's just dumb. All right, let's put this greeting back. Oh, Lord. All right, now I want some ground cover. Let's go back to crumb cake's a little darker than I wanted. So this time let's use Sahara sand. So just how you have, you know, like if we have something sitting on the ground, it has like a little bit of shadow. So I just want to take my Q-tip and I'm just going to add like some dirt around it. Okay. Now, if you didn't have a Q-tip, you could use whatever. This is darker than I wanted to. All right. I think this one's a fail. But I am still going to send it to someone. Okay. Sean, yeah. Oh, I don't know. Okay, this one I wanted to use some of these in color opal rounds. So we're still going to get some glittery business because these are, they have a little glitter in them. I love it. And they are the in color, so they're going to match what I've used. So let's do, ooh, let's do the pale papaya right there. And then we can add some, let's add some of the green down here too. So we've got our evening evergreen. I kind of like that. Let me move this one. Okay. So if you change the colors, that could be like a fake apple. Okay, so pumpkin or apple. Imagine that this is not crooked. And if you wanted, you know, the gems up here, I just like them on the stuff a lot. So take some water and lighten it. You think that'll work, Sean? After I already threw my Q-tip away? I'm worried because this is thick. You're right. You know, I could always smear some white over top of it too. Some white craft ink. Ooh, that's an idea. Let me try that. Because the white, I'm just not, I mean, the water. Okay, I think this works better. The water, I just would be afraid that, let me peel that up for a minute. Okay, that does lighten it up some. I don't know how the water would react to the card, you know, even though it is thick. All right, let's put that down there. Okay, that's not as bad as it was. I like it. Open the card when you do it. So like that way. So it wouldn't go through both layers. I get what you mean. I'm going to stick with the white. Just because it's already done. All right. Throw that Q-tip away. I still like the idea of making a pumpkin out of this though. So other than our greeting faux pas, we're done with that. All right. Now, fourth one. So we are going to have time to make a box. Awesome. So see, these really do go quick. Having the pre-cut, you know, cards, and we're only using this layer. It's just a little bit of stamping. very handy when you have to make a bunch of cards. So yeah, I don't know what the time limit is on sending out thank yous for, you know, all the funeral stuff, but I got them out for Tracy's. And then, you know, my mom's was just last month. So I feel like I have to get them done. That was in September. I'm giving myself to the end of October. So a couple more weeks, just because I don't want it to linger, and I don't want people thinking we're ungrateful jerks. All right. So we're going to use Ringed with Nature. This in particular, this can be mushroom caps or turn upside down, and it can be acorns. So that's what I'm going to do, acorns. And I'm going to go to one of my favorite go-to greetings. So again, I want a thank you. And this one, I want the thank you to be like the biggest that they have. So it'll be this big flourishy one. And then I'm going to have like just some acorns there and there. You could make it like around the whole, you know, you could make a border of it. But I'm not that interested in that many acorns. Oh, whoops, I need a bigger one. But I am interested in getting this as straight as I can. All right, and to me, I'm just eyeballing the tops of those letters with this line. And I think that looks good. All right, so again, acorns are browns. Sean, no time limit when you're grieving. I get it, but I just don't want to dawdle with it and let it go for too long, you know? Like for the part, you know, for that part, for saying thank you to people. All right, so let's get our mushrooms / acorns. I really like that there's when things can be used in more than one way. All right, and mushrooms would work too for a fall card, I'm guessing, but I want the acorns, so. All right, let's do this, and then we have our little mushroom cap. So I'm going to do, again with the browns, so I guess the mushroom base is a little bit lighter, so soft suede. Let's use Sahara sand for the mushroom, that part. And then we'll still use maybe, let's try soft suede for the caps. And then the words in early espresso. So this time, I'm going to start with the words. Front and center in the middle. And with this fancy script writing, I mean, you don't really have to add much to a thank you card. I love it. Okay, let's put that out of the way. And then we'll do our acorns. I guess that's what these are going to be. Yeah, they don't have like the points on the bottom of the acorns, but it's close enough. All right, so there's that. And then we'll do our caps. And I'm going to do that in the soft suede. And I know it's going to go, oh, it goes right in there. Okay. I thought it was going to run right over top. Actually, I have to drag this a little closer to my head because I want those caps to be right on top. Oh, that's so cute, you guys. Ugh. I messed that one up a little bit, but it's okay. Ugh, for cute. Okay. Now again, if you wanted to draw the line around it and make, you know, like a little frame. But this one, I just wanted like the acorns on both sides of it. Ooh, I love it. And then I'm going to use champagne rhinestones. They do have a little brown tint to them. I think these are very multi-purpose. Oop, man, it's stuck. All right, let's do, so we already have an even number of our pine cones. Actually, I'm going to put that one there and another one here. That one I want on that part. Ooh, so I like it. I could do 2 more. I think I'm going to leave it. Okay, so simple enough. And don't worry about sending like the rhinestones or the trinkets or anything through the mail. It'll be fine. Like sometimes I'll put like an extra piece of paper to cover over top of it, but they will mail totally fine. So simple, but still sparkly. I like it. Okay, now who's ready to make a box? All right, let's go. So I wanted to make a box for all of these. So let me pull out the envelopes that go with them, because you can make a set of cards and give to somebody. All right, so we've got this. Now here's the thing. When you're making a set of cards for somebody, we generally tend to want to put our envelopes like this. We want to put our card in the envelope flap and mail it, you know, put it in the box. If your cards are ever going to get moist or damp, you don't really want to do this, because this adhesive is going to activate and it'll be stuck to your card. So it's better just to lay them like on top of each other, like not tuck it in the envelope flap. Okay, just a little tidbit. All right, so let's do these and get my craft ones. So yeah, like I said, the craft, this is $10. It comes with a box that you can make, but we're not going to, oh wait, I need envelopes. We're not going to make this box. I want to make a box from scratch. Sue, you are here. Awesome. All right, so that's that card and this card. Oops, and our mask. I got to save that. All right, so we need to measure all of our bits. All right, so I want this to be 5.5 by, because I want to have a little room on each side, 5.5 by 4. All right, let me flip this over. Hopefully this is, all right, this is a better size. All right, let's draw. This is going to be a 2-piece box, okay? So, and this one, I'm going to fold over twice on each side, so it'll be really sturdy. All right, so we said 5.5. So this will be 5.5, and this will be 4. And then let's make it, we can only make it so tall, but let's do 1, and I'll show you the math. So that means this side is going to be 8. So if I wanted this to be 1.5, that would be too big for our paper, okay? Because 8.5 by 11, that's generally what I like to use. So this size, 5.5. So this is all 9.5. So paper needed is 8 by 9.5. So if I wanted to do a 2-inch tall, this would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 5.5, 13.5. We don't have that size paper. So that's the only thing you really need to consider when you're trying to figure out what size paper. Okay, so we're going to score. I'm going to cut 2 pieces, top and bottom. Both going to be 8 by 9.5. The bottom, I'm going to make a smidge smaller. All right, and I just picked crumb cake and soft suede just because they're, you know, like more fall. All right, so 8 by 9.5. Double checking. 8 by 9.5. Okay, 8 by 9.5. 9.5, and I'm going to take a 1/16 of an inch off of here because this will be my bottom. So 9.5 minus a 1/16, and then 8 minus a 1/16, and then our top will be 9.5 by 8. All right. Now, scoring. I don't need any of this. Scoring on each side is going to be at 1 inch and 2 inch. Okay? Because it's all the same. These are all 1 inch strips. So I'm going to score 1, 2, turn my paper. 1, 2, turn my paper. Same thing. Okay? So I'm just going to do this, zip through this. So we'll do 1, 2, turn, 1, 2, turn, 1, 2, turn, 1 and a 2. So again, this is going to be the top part of my box. Hey, Carol. And then we'll do the same scores on this one. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Rose, you like this kind of box. 1 and 2. Because with the double folding, it really does make it a little bit sturdier. Okay, now assembly or cutting. So we are, we're going to fold these in, right? And we need to have some flaps. So I want to cut on this one. I want these to be the flaps. So I'm going to cut this straight. And I'm going to cut this in at an angle a little bit, and then this angle. And actually, I can angle this just a teensy little bit, just so it's a little bit easier to fold. Actually, I should angle this one just a teensy little bit, just so it's easier to fold up. All right, and then same thing over here. Teeny weeny angle. I mean, like practically still straight. All right, and then we'll do the same thing over here. And angle this. Angle that. Teensy weensy. It would help if I started the same every time, wouldn't it? All right, and then angle that. All right, so I'm going to get rid of all this trash. Now I need my bone folder. And I'm going to fold everything, well, except the flaps. I want to keep these, I don't need to fold them on every line, but this one, fold at the 2 inch, and then fold this in, then turn it around, this, and then that. Our flap, our side piece, and this, and then our other flap, and then here we go. All right, so assembly. These flaps, we're going to put these in first. We're going to put glue here, and just like we would, attach flaps. Let's just do it. Okay, so I'm going to put glue all on this flap, and I'm going to do this one. And I'm not folding anything else down yet, okay? So just drag these up so our side pieces meet. Let's press this down. Then we'll add glue to these flaps. So let me just fold this part out so you can see. Our flaps are going to come up here. I need to add glue this way. All right, flap. And then more glue. Straight up. Now, these extra flaps, it's going to make it sturdier side pieces, and it's going to cover up these tabs, okay? And this, it doesn't really matter which side we go first, so let's just go ahead with this. And I'm going to fold it in. I do want to press it down, okay, on the table. I'm going to get a different bone folder. I'm going to get this one in because I really want to, I'm trying to get in here and really press this down across the whole thing. I want that as flat as I can. This folder, this Teflon thing is really good because that gets in the corners like really nice. All right, so I'm just bone folding, smashing, smashing. Then I'll do the same thing on this side. Use all the glue. Rose loves it. All right, pinch these. And again on the side. And I'm going to go in and press and really get down. Flatten these side flaps as much as you can. Nice. And then we'll put these flaps. So with this one, I do not go back and add like a 1/2 inch punch or anything because it's really hard to get through 2 layers of cardstock anyway. But I just don't think it's needed because these side bits are so sturdy. You'll be able to. So I'm getting in here and digging. I know you can't see that when there we go. Flatten this out. Okay, as flat as you can get it. All right, pinch these and then come in and really press it down with the bone folder. You guys, I love making all sorts of boxes, so perfect. All right, so this is our box bottom, and let's just double check, make sure all of our cards fit in here. Perfect. And you could get like, so let me push this down. That was 4 cards and envelopes. You could get at least 4 more in here. So you could make a set of 8 cards for someone with envelopes. All right, now let's do the box, the lid, which is going to be exactly the same as this, only a different color. All right, so let me put this in. Actually, I'm going to change one thing up. So when I made the bottom, I did the flaps this way. So for the top, I'm going to make the flaps this way, just so it evens out all the extra cardstock. All right, so this time, let's go straight and angle, and then a teensy little angle. All right, same thing over here. Straight and then teensy little angle. And then same. Oops. I didn't cut that one enough. All right, we'll go straight. These really come together quick. All right, and one more. Oh, you know what? I still have to get Halloween candy. I made my treats last weekend for my work people. But now I still have to do my Halloween treats for like to give out. Okay, now we're going to go and just fold everything and do the bone folder. Do that. Sue, you've probably got bigger problems to worry about than Halloween candy for sure. You and Gail. I was so glad to see you here. Hey, I might even get into work early enough tomorrow that I can be home in time. If you're trying to go online, if you have internet, you'll have to let me know. So, okay, now we'll do the same thing. So we're going to glue our tabs. This time we're gluing them to the short side. Principle is the same. So that comes up there. See how these corners match up nice? All right, and then we'll do this glue. All right, and then this side. Let me just do it at the same time. Okay, I'm holding that, and then let's get that one. Okay. So now we can see the flaps are on this side this time. So let's go ahead and add all of our glue. And we'll press these in. Squeeze. And then let me put it up on its side. And I'm going to go in with this edge and get in those corners. And flatten everything down. Now, of course, I'm not going to decorate the top of this because I just wanted to show you how to make the box that will fit these cards. But you could certainly doll up the top of this box, add some ribbon, add a tag. All right, get that. Now this box fits these note cards, so 3.5 by 5-inch note cards. You can totally make one to fit A2 size cards, just different measurements. In fact, Rose sent me a box with a whole set of cards that was this style box. Okay. And last one. And let me get that in there, really smash it down. Get in these corners. Okay. So there's our box lid. Now, dun dun dun, this should fit perfectly. There we go. A perfect, there's no buckling, perfect box. So yeah, this one doesn't have the, hey Heidi, this doesn't have the corners notched out, but you really don't want to punch through 2 layers of cardstock anyway. But you can definitely get your hands in here and get that lid off. So there's our box. And again, here's our cards that we did with no stamping layers. We've got our thank you and pine cones or acorns, whatever. Our faux pumpkin. Our frame, faux frame with little pine cones. Little card, big thanks. And then our trees, my fave. Awesome. Okay. So, solo layout. Next week. So here's the thing. I want to make a little 6x6, like a little album, mini book thing, folio. So I will put like a questionnaire or something in my group, and you can just tell me right here too if you want. Do you want, I'm going to either use the Halloween, the black and white striped papers, or the harvest papers. Okay, so do you want like folly or Halloweeny? So just, write in here, or I'll get I'll get a survey or questionnaire, whatever it is that I can do up in the group, and you can vote there. Okay. And that's for next week. So it'll be a 6x6 folio that will have like 3 things that fold out, and we don't need 12x12 cardstock for the base. We're going to use regular 8.5x11. Okay. Sean votes for harvest. Yeah, good. Okay. Thank you, Cynthia. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Di. Di votes harvest as well. Awesome. Okay. Okay. Thanks, you guys, for hanging out. Another Molly for harvest. I'm seeing a theme here. That's good. Darlene harvest too. Good. Awesome. Well, maybe I won't make a vote then. So thanks, Colleen. All right, you guys. Have a good weekend. And Sue, if you're going to be on tomorrow, I will catch you. If you can't make it, you can't make it. But I hope to see you soon. Okay. Thanks, you guys. And I will catch you next week. Bye.